Okay, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to figure out what your GPA is for when you're applying to UCs or Cal States. And also, it's just a really good GPA number to have in your head because it's different than your transcript GPA. Let me explain. On your transcript right now, you're going to find a weighted and an unweighted GPA. The weighted typically includes the honors classes and the AP classes because you get a bump up in your school typically for taking those classes. But when colleges look at your transcript, they're not necessarily going to include all of those courses that are included in your GPA. Those courses include things like PE, health, some religion courses, things like that. So we want to sort of remove those classes from your GPA and recalculate it so that you have a good understanding of where you fall in terms of GPA. The A3G requirements. Now, you should know what this means, but if you don't, it is a good place to begin. It is a list of courses that the UCs and the Cal States have agreed to that are the minimum courses you need to get in to have access to those institutions. They include 2 years of social studies, 4 years of English, 3 years of math, though 4 is recommended, 2 years of lab science, 3 is recommended, and among biology, chemistry, and physics, you must take a combination of 2 of those in order to fulfill the requirement. A foreign language or modern language, a language that's not English, 2 years are required, and 3 is recommended. And I dare say that actually 4 is recommended. Visual and performing arts, it's 1 year required. And they must be progressive, a progressive set of classes. So in other words, Art 1 and Art 2, Dance 1, Dance 2, Choir 1, Choir 2, whatever is approved at your school, you want to make sure you're taking Level 1, a beginning level, or an introduction level, and then Level 2, a more advanced level. And they have to be in the same area, specific area, in order to fulfill this requirement. And finally, 1 year of an elective, which there are lots of courses that can fulfill this requirement, the G requirement, and I'll explain as we go along. The A through G requirements, you should know, is a minimum number of courses that are required to access the UCs in the Cal State schools. So you're going to want to look up your approved course list for your high school, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And not all high schools have these courses as their minimum requirements for graduation from high school. So you have to be your own advocate and really access these courses. And it's good to know what these courses are. So let's take a look at how to find your course list. Okay, so first of all, actually I should pull this one up. You're going to go to ucop.edu/doorways, which is this website right here. And you see here, if I scroll down, there's this little box that says A through G course list. I'm going to click there. You're going to click there. And then you're going to click where it says high schools, programs, community colleges. And then just type in your high school. I'm going to type in my old high school. And your high school should come right up. And when you click on it, it's going to give you a list like this. So, let's see. Now, I want to point out a couple things. One, see here, this is your school code number. Bellflower High School is 050255. You're going to want to know this number for a number of reasons, including SAT, etc. Okay, let's see. Oops. How do I scroll down? So then you look here and you find social sciences, English, and it is going to give you all of the courses that are approved, that are at your school, and what they're approved for, and meaning what department they fall under. And it's usually pretty obvious. I want to point out a couple of things. Okay, science. So sometimes, let's see, okay, this is a great example. Biology honors. Some of you may have taken biology honors, and that's a freshman year course. And so the UC system, though they recognize that Bellflower High School has an honors course in biology, if you look over here, there is no H denoted in this column where it says honors type. So even though a student will get points for having a rigorous curriculum as a freshman, he or she is not going to get the bonus points when it comes to calculating the UC GPA. Now don't despair, don't worry, it'll all work out, I promise. But you see here, chemistry honors is typically a sophomore class and physics honors is typically a junior or senior level class. So when you look over here, you do see that the honors denotation does appear, okay? Now, the electives, you're going to be able to use a lot of electives, including some of the ones from the above courses. But here it'll show you what electives are available and can be used at Bellflower High School if you're a student at Bellflower High School. Okay, so anyway, that's how you figure it out. And I'm going to go back to my presentation just to keep us moving. So once you know what your GPA, what courses are approved, you're going to be able to plug in the numbers here, or you can make your own little list on a piece of paper. You're going to figure out which. Can I use this? Okay. So using just a piece of paper, you're going to say, okay, what grades did I get in my English courses, math courses, etc. in my sophomore year? And you're going to plug those in. And same for the junior year. And any honors courses or AP courses that are denoted on the approved list, you're going to put the number of semesters. So if you took AP English language in your junior year for a whole year, that's 2 semesters. So you would put the number 2 right here. Okay? So, does that make sense? That goes here. Okay, and then you would add that, and then you're going to multiply the number of A's that you got times 4, B's that you have times 3, etc. to get a number here. Then you're going to take the number that's here, put it down here, and add to the numbers that you got here, and then divide. Okay, I know this looks complicated, but I promise you can figure it out. And I should probably post this somewhere that you can take a look. Okay, so you're going to take the sophomore grades, the junior grades, plus the honors and AP number of semesters. You're going to do a calculation, which you have here, and voila, you will get your GPA. Okay, let's move on. When you're calculating your GPA, you want to make sure that if a course that you took is on your transcript and is not on the approved list, please do not include it in your calculation. The honors courses that are not denoted as honors courses in that column, as I showed you, do not include those in your calculation of honors or AP courses. So I gave you the example of biology honors, and here is another example of that. So make sure you are paying attention to that. Also, be sure you're only using grades from sophomore and junior year. You want to follow the key. The key is in the approved list, and this is, again, just something I took straight from that approved list, just so you can see it here. And just remember that the G requirement can be fulfilled through several ways, except the courses that are in the blue have the blue diamond shape denotation. So if a course has this blue diamond, it means it can only be used in that category. For example, if it has a blue diamond in the English subject area, that means it can only be used for English. Okay, so you'll see and you'll get the hang of it once you look at your own approved list. Okay, now what? Now that you know your GPA, this should also give you a sense of how competitive you might be in the admission process, specifically for the UCs and the Cal States. But really, this GPA is a good indicator of how competitive you'll be also in the private schools. Now you can access to see if you're eligible to apply to either the UCs or the Cal States, and that's coming up in my next video. If you're eligible for the UC system, then you're automatically going to be eligible for the Cal State system, and I'll show you that in the next video. Keep in mind that eligibility does not guarantee admissions, and I'll explain what that means in our next video. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.